Dear students, now see in lesson number 9 in ray optics. See, last time we talked about optical instrument. In that we studied about microscope and a telescope. Now we talked about simple microscope which uses only one convex lens. We also discussed about compound microscope which uses two convex lens. We also talked about refracting type of telescope. Now as we have discussed, see, the refracting type of telescope uses only lens. Okay, it uses two convex lens. One is a objective and second is a eyepiece. Now today we are to talk about reflecting type telescope. Okay, in that we have to study about Cassegrain telescope, which uses both lens and mirror. Now see, here in a reflecting type of telescope, that is Cassegrain telescope. See, there are two mirrors. Now see, the primary mirror is a concave mirror. Okay, and the secondary mirror is a convex mirror. Okay, and lens, we have a convex lens which acts as an eyepiece. Okay, we have a convex lens which uses eyepiece. Now two mirrors are there in a reflecting type of telescope. See, primary mirror is a concave mirror, secondary mirror is a convex mirror. Now see, this is a diagram. Now see, this is a primary mirror, there is a concave mirror, you can see. Now we know the paraxial rays. Now this is the principal axis. See, the paraxial rays, when instead of on a concave mirror, we know they are to be focused at F. But before they meet at F, what we have? We have positioned a convex mirror. Now we know, see, a convex mirror is a diverging mirror, so the rays will be separated. Okay, but to concentrate these rays, we use eyepiece, that is a convex lens. And we know that here this is an eyepiece where the image is formed. Correct? So this is about a reflecting type telescope. Okay, unlike refracting telescope which uses only lenses, it uses both combination of mirror and lens. Okay, now with that, see, our theory part of lesson number 9 is over. Now we take examples. Okay, now earlier we have covered some of the examples. Now we try to complete the remaining one. Okay. Now see example number 9.7. Okay, now see a magician, okay, shows that the lens can be disappeared by keeping in the air. Okay, keeping in a medium. Okay, let us say a liquid is there. Now see a lens of refractive index 1.47 which is kept in air. Now when this lens is immersed in the liquid, the lens disappears. Okay, what should be the refractive index? What should be refractive index of the liquid? Now see our formula. See, 1 by F is N2 minus N1. Now see, the R1 and R2 are the radius of curvature of the lens. Now see here, see, N2 is 1.47, that is given. N1 is a refractive index of liquid. Why? Because initially the lens was in air. Now we have to place in a liquid. So see what we can see here. See if N2 and N1 are equal. See then 1 upon F will be 0 upon N2 minus N1. And see F will become infinite. So for lens to be disappear, see the refractive index of the liquid medium should be equal to 1.47. Okay, so with that we have to keep in mind whatever value the refractive index of the lens. See if we keep in a liquid of refractive index of the similar value, then the lens will disappear. So this is about example number 9.7. Okay. Now next is example number 9.8. Now it is made up of 3 parts. See part 1. See for a lens, focal length is 0.5 meter. What should be the power? Okay. What should be the power? Now see the power formula is 1 by F. See we should keep in mind that the focal length should be in meter. So here focal length is 1 upon 0.5. Again it is a positive value, so the power will be plus 2D. Okay. Focal length is given 0.5 meter. Power we have to find out. So P is equal to 1 upon F. Now see the second question. Okay. Now see the biconvex lens. That means it has 2 curved surface. See the radius of curvature is R1 is 10 centimeter, R2 is 15 centimeter. Okay, focal length is 12 centimeter. The lens is kept in air. What should be the refractive index, okay, of the material? Okay. So refractive index, let us say N2. Now because it is kept in air, N1 we have to take 1. Now see our formula. See 1 upon F is N2 minus N1. Now this is a formula we have used just now. See here, N2 we have to find out. F is given 10. Let us say N2 we have taken N. So it will be N minus 1. See when 2 radius of curvature is given, see one value we have to take positive and second value we have to take negative. So R1 we have taken positive. Okay, now we try to solve. See 1 by 12 is N minus 1. 1 upon 10 plus. Okay, now minus has become plus. So 1 upon 12 is N minus 1. See 15 plus 10 upon LCM is 150. Okay, cross multiply, sorry. 1 by 12. Okay, now see here focal length is given 12. R1 we have taken plus 10, R2 we have taken minus 15. Say N2 is 1. Why? Because the lens is kept in air. Sorry, N2 is N that we have, and lens is kept in air, so N1 we have taken 1. So if we simplify this, see 1 by 12 is equal to N2 is N minus 1. 10 minus will become plus. And if we take cross multiply, 15 plus 10 upon 150. Now if we solve, see 1 upon 12. So this will be 25 6. Yeah. Okay, it will be 1 upon 6. 6 if I take on the left hand side. This 0.5. Okay, so in that case, see the refractive index of the material of the lens is 1.5. See this is second part of the question. Now see the third part of the question. Okay, this is 6 upon 12. Okay, 1 upon 12, sorry. Now 6 I have taken on the other side. So 6 upon 12 is 0.5. N minus 1, so N has become 1.5. Now see this was the second part of the question. Now see the lens. See a lens is kept in air. Okay, its refractive index is 1.5. f air is given as 20 centimeter. Now when the lens is immersed in water, okay, what will be the new focal length? See, we have to calculate when the lens is immersed in water, that is FW we have to find out. Now see, lens is kept in air, focal length is 20 centimeter. So what we can take here, N2 is 1.5, okay, N1 is 1. Why? Because lens is in air. See, 1 by F is 1, N2 minus N1. See, 1 upon FA, focal length in air, 1 by 20, N2 is 1.5 minus 1, see, 1 upon R1 minus 1. Now if you simplify, okay, now this 0.5 I take on the left hand side. Okay, now see, this will become 1 by 10. Now let us say this is equation number 1. See, FA air is given 20, N2 is 1.5, N1 is 1. So this will become 0.5. We take in the left hand side. So it will become 1 upon 10 is 1 upon R1 minus 1. Now secondly, see, we have to calculate, take the lens in, be immersed in water. So in that case, see, when lens is immersed water, N2 is 1.5. See, that is the refractive index of the water. So we have to calculate FW. Now see our equation, 1 upon FW is N2 minus N1 upon N1, 1 upon R1 minus 1 upon R1. Okay, now see, 1 upon R1 minus 1 upon R2, we have got 1 by 10, N2 is 1.5, N1 is 1.33. See, 1 upon R1 minus R2 we have. Okay, now see, if we simplify, this will be 0.17. See, 1.33 into 10. FW will be okay. Now this value turns out to be 78.2. Okay, so this is how we can calculate the focal length of the lens when it is immersed in water. Now this is about example number 9.8. Now next is example number 9.9. It is combination of 3 lens. This is lens 1. Lens 2 is a concave lens. Okay, now the distance between first and second lens is given as 5 centimeter. Second and third lens is given as 10 centimeter. Okay, see, an object is kept at a distance of 30 centimeter. Okay, we have to find out the position of the final image. Now see here, first we find out image formed by the lens 1. Okay, now lens 1 is a convex lens. Convex lens focal length is positive, f1 is plus 10. So the object is kept at a 30 centimeter, u1 is minus 30 centimeter. See, v1 we have to calculate. Now see our equation, 1 by f1 is 1 upon v1 minus u1. Okay, 1 by f1 is 1 upon v1 minus u1. See, u we have to take negative, so 1 by 10. Now see here 30 will be LCM. Okay, so it will be 3 minus 1. So what we can see, the image is formed at a 15 centimeter. Okay, image is formed at a 15 centimeter from the lens 1. Now center of the lens 1. Now next we to calculate image formed by lens 2. Okay, first we have calculate image formed by the lens 1, that is a convex lens. Next we have to see image formed by the lens 2. Okay, now is a concave lens. f2 is minus 10. Okay, now see 15 centimeter is the distance from the center of the first lens. Suppose we have to calculate object distance for the lens 2. So you have to subtract the distance between lens 1 and 2, that is 5 centimeter. So from this v1, if I subtract 5 centimeter, and see this distance is in the direction of incident ray, so that's why we have to take u2 is positive. Okay, now see we take for the lens 2. Okay, now f2 is negative here. So u2 is plus 10, that we have seen. So this is minus 10, 1 upon 10 minus 1 upon 10 is cancelled. So 1 upon v2 is. See, one more thing, we have to take an account that see a concave lens is a diverging lens. So it will separate or diverge the rays falling on it. So that's why we get the image distance as infinite. Now see the next is the image formed by lens 3. See the focal length is 30 centimeter. Okay, focal length is. Now for the second lens we subtracted the distance between the lens 1 and 2. Now for the third lens, from the image formed by the second lens, we have to subtract the distance between lens 2 and lens 3. So suppose our u3 will be infinite, that we have obtained this distance. If I subtract, there will be no change. Why? This one value is infinite minus anything will not change, so it will remain infinite. So for lens 3, what we can see here, the focal length is 30 centimeter and the object distance is infinite. Now, okay, for image formed by the lens 3, there is 1 upon f3 is 1 upon v3 minus 1 upon v3. 1 upon v3 we have to find out. See, the object distance is infinite. Okay, 1 upon infinite is 0. Okay. See, 1 upon v3 you have to find out. Yes. See, now it has become like this. f3 value you have to subtract. Plus 30. This has become 1 upon infinite has become 0. So 1 upon v3 is 1 upon 30. Okay. Now this is inconsistency of the fact that when the object is at infinite distance from the convex lens, the image is formed at f. Okay, when object is at a infinite distance from the convex lens, see the image is formed at the f. So this is about the third lens. Okay, so when the object is at infinite distance for convex lens of lens 30 centimeter, the final image distance, that is v3, we obtain. So the image will be formed at a 30 centimeter from the lens 3. Okay, so this is how we can determine the position of the image. Okay, now this is about example number 9.9. Now see, with that we have completed the examples of chapter number 9. Now we start exercise numericals. Okay, I think one or two examples we have done earlier, but we'll try to cover all again. Now see here, exercise number 9.1. Okay, now see a concave mirror of focal length 36 centimeter. Radius of curvature is 30 centimeter. So F will be R by 2. Okay, now see a candle is kept at 21 centimeter. Now see concave mirror, focal length is, by convention we have to take negative, and the object distance also we have to take negative. See, we have to find out the image distance. Now we use the mirror formula. Okay, now okay, now we try to simplify. 1 upon v is minus 1 by 2. So this has become negative, so right hand side it will become positive. Okay, so now minus 27 plus 18. Okay, so we of image distance is 1 upon v. V is minus 54 centimeter. Okay, this is how we can obtain the image distance. Now see the magnification. See the formula of magnification. M is equal to minus V by U. See concave mirror, V we have obtained negative, U is always negative. See there are 3 negative signs. So magnification is minus 2. Okay, now see the height of the object is 2.5 centimeter. H base upon H is minus 2. Okay, H is 2.5. Okay, now see the again the magnification is negative, that shows the real and inverted image is formed. Okay, and the height of the image will be 5 centimeter. So this is about, see our exercise sum number 9.1. Now see, next is example number, exercise sum number 9.3. Okay, 9.2. Now see here, related to convex mirror. Now see, object is placed at a focal length of the mirror is 15 centimeter. Now see, the object is placed at a 12 centimeter. Now we know convex lens, focal length is we consider positive by the convention. Now the object distance is 12 centimeter. See, the height of the object is 4.5 centimeter. See, we have to find out the type, size and the image of the image. Type and size of the image, we have to also find out the position. Now we know the convex lens, convex mirror always form a virtual image. Okay, now let us say how the image is formed for a convex mirror. Now we know the convex mirror is a diverging mirror. So let us say the first ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes to the F. Now second ray we consider by using the reversibility. Okay, so when it passes to the C, it comes back in the same direction. So let us say AB is the object, A dash B dash is the image. Also we have seen earlier that the image formed by the convex mirror is always virtually erect and smaller than the object. Okay, now we substitute the values. 1 upon f is 1 upon u plus 1 upon v. See, focal length is 15 centimeter. U is minus 12. See, we have to find out the image distance. So 1 upon v will be 1 upon 15 plus 1 upon 12. Okay. So v will be equal to. Okay. Now if we solve this, we'll get 20 by 3 or 6.67 centimeter. Okay. Now see, image distance is positive. Okay. That is in accordance with our convention. Now see, the magnification is h dash by h is minus v by u. Okay, h dash, height of the object is 4.5. See, v we have obtained is minus 6.67 and the object distance was minus 12. Okay, so we can calculate the height of the image from. So h dash is equal to 6.67. Okay, so that will guess the value of the image, that is 2.5 centimeter. So the height of the image will be 2.5 centimeter. So this is about exercise sum number 9.2. Now next we have to see exercise sum number 9.3. Okay, now see, a tank is filled to the height of 12.5 centimeter. Let us say we say it is HO. Okay. Now let us say this is the bottom of the tank, or we can say the object at the bottom of the tank. When viewed from the top, see it appears to be. Now bottom is shifted due to refraction. Let us say the object placed at 12.5 centimeter depth appears here. See, that height obtained is 9.4 centimeter. Okay, we have to calculate the refractive index of the liquid. Okay, we have to calculate refractive index. Now see, let us say here is our observer. Observer which is in a thin medium or rarer medium. Okay, now we use the formula Hi upon Ho is n rarer upon n denser. Now see, we have to keep in mind, whichever medium the observer is there, see, that will come in the numerator. Now Hi is 9.4, Ho is 12.5 centimeter given. See, the observer is in the rarer medium, that is 1, and denser medium refractive index is, let us say, n. So n we can obtain is 12.5 upon 9.4. Okay, that turns out to be 1.33. Okay, now this is a refractive index of the liquid. This is a part A of the question. Now let us say another question. See, instead of water, whose refractive index we have obtained, now the refractive index of the liquid is changed to its refractive index is 1.67. Okay, refractive index is 1.67, 1.63. Now what will be the change in the position of the height when it is observed from the top? Now see, we again use the same formula, Hi upon Ho is n rarer upon n denser. Now see, Hi we have to obtain. Now right now no need of this 9.4 centimeter. See, we have to find out again. Ho is 12.5 centimeter, n rarer is 1 again, and the liquid refractive index is 1.63. So Hi is 12.5 upon 1.63. Okay, that turns out to be 7.7 centimeter. Okay, now see, suppose this is done by a microscope, what will be the change in the position? Okay, initially the Hi we obtained is 9.4. Now when the liquid is changed, we get the value is 7.7. So we have to change in position of microscope, our initial value is we were given is 9.4. Now see, when the liquid is changed, we have obtained the value is 7.7 centimeter. So the change in position turns out to be 1.7 centimeter. Okay, so we can say it is like this. When the liquid is changed, the height of the image is also image or height of observer also will change. So what will be the change that we can consider like this? So this is about exercise sum number 9.3. Now next we have to see about example exercise sum number 9.4. Now this is related to refraction. Now see first diagram. See the ray travel from air making angle of 60 degree, okay, to glass. Now see the angle of refraction given as 35 degree. Okay, see what you do? Calculate the refractive index. Now see, let us say this is N1 and this is N2. See, we use Snell's law. N1 sin theta 1, N2 sin theta 2. Okay. Now this is theta 1 is I, theta 2 is R. Okay, we can use the refractive index, that is N21 is N2 upon N1. See here the ray travel from air to glass, so it will be Ng upon Nw air. Okay, that will be sin I R upon sin R. Okay, sin I. See, I is 60 degree, R is 35. Okay, now see natural sine, you can see the value is 0.866 upon sin 35. If you see in the tables, we can get as a 5.57. Okay, now this we can obtain from the log table or natural sine table, turns out to be 1.5. Okay, so when the ray travel from air to glass, we get the refractive index as 1.5. Now see the second diagram, that is B. See, ray travels from air to water. Angle is 60. Now see the angle of refraction is given as 47 degree. Okay, now air to water. Now in that case we have to obtain the refractive index. See here N21 will be N2 upon N1, that will be Nw. Okay, now that is the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1, so that will be sin I upon sin R. Okay, now I is 60, R is given as 47, sin 60 we are having value 0.866. Okay, now sin 47 will obtain as 0.6561. Okay, if we solve, we'll get the refractive index as 1.3. Okay, this is the second case. Now see the third case. See the diagram C which is given. Okay, now the ray travel from water to glass. Okay, the third diagram given in the book, it is see ray is incident at angle of 45 degree. Okay, travels in glass. See where we have to find out angle of refraction. Okay, now see here we have to consider the refractive index of glass with respect to water. Okay, now see we have a refractive index of glass with respect to air, so we can write Nga. If I write Ng upon Na, similarly I write Nw upon Na. Both we have derived just now. Okay, sin 45, I is 45, R dash we have to find out. Now see, refractive index of glass with respect to air we have obtained just as 1.51, and water we have obtained 1.32. Sin 45 is 0.707. Okay. Now sin 45 is 1 upon root 2 if we solve. Okay. Now sin r dash. So sin r dash will be equal to 0.707 into r dash with 1.32 into 0.707. Okay, now if we solve this, we'll get 0.6181. Okay, now if you see the natural sine, see r we obtain about 38 degree and 2 minutes. Okay, now what we can see in this diagram, see the what value we have obtained in the part A and B, that is the refractive index of glass with respect to air and the refractive index of water with respect to air is obtained, and this is how we can obtain the value of angle of refraction. Okay, so this is about exercise number 9.3. Sorry, exercise number 9.4. Okay, rest of the exercise numerical we'll take next time. Thank you.